Debt-ridden farmers of Tamil Nadu have been protesting at the Jantar Mantar for over a week now. Their voices have gone mostly unheard. The protesting farmers have now written to the Chief Justice asking to take suo motu cognizance of their plight that has led to over 100 suicides in the last 3 months alone. Meanwhile, actor Prakash Raj and Vishal have also joined the farmer protests.
Forgotten and ignored by the governments, Tamil Nadu farmers have brought their fight to the national capital. The farmers have been at the Jantar Mantar for more than a week, carrying skulls of farmers who allegedly committed suicide due to drought in this state. A chilling reminder of a human tragedy unfolding across the country, but rarely reported in the media. The farmers are demanding a drought relief package of rupees 40,000 crores from the Centre for Tamil Nadu, a farm loan waiver, the unification of rivers, and setting up of the Kaveri Management Board. Tamil Nadu has been facing one of the worst droughts in its history after both northwest and northeast monsoons failed. Farmer associations claim over 160 have committed suicide in the last 1 year over failing crop. One of them is 29-year-old Mariyappan's father, Periyanan. He took his life after failing to repay mounting loans.
Even after borrowing money, since there was no water, the crops failed. My father committed suicide on January 9th.
My husband is no more, and the money lenders are behind us. We don't know what to do.
The shortage of rainfall has led to a situation where many farmers are even trying to cultivate alternate crops, which again has not been giving them any results. Purushottaman, a farmer in Kanchipuram district, has cultivated some vegetables, but the fields that are generally used to cultivate paddy has a parched look.
These alternate crops are a huge loss for us, and in such extreme conditions, we are in a helpless situation. What is disappointing is that though the state government representatives are meeting the protesters, none from the central government are meeting us.
The All Tamil Nadu Farmers Association's Coordination Committee has stated that more than 250 farmers have committed suicide since October, and this number is only increasing over the period. And it is seen that with the southwest monsoon and the northeast monsoon failing, most of the farmers in Tamil Nadu are in a huge crisis. And in fact, the state government has announced rupees 3 lakhs as compensation for the families that they have identified as farmer suicide. But what about the rest is a big question. From Tamil Nadu, this is Akshanath for India Today.
And as the death toll of farmers continues to mount in Tamil Nadu, I'm joined by two voices on my program and talking point tonight. Prakash Raj joins me, the actor who's in a sense expressing solidarity with the farmers of Tamil Nadu, and P. Sainath, the award-winning journalist who's focused on agrarian issues for years. Mr. Prakash Raj, I want to ask you this. You've come in a sense to show solidarity with the farmers of Tamil Nadu, and many of them were seen protesting with skulls in Jantar Mantar since March 14th. Some of them are allegedly skulls that they've taken of their fellow farmers who've committed suicide. Do you believe this is the only way that you can get the national media and indeed Parliament to actually focus on this issue of farmer suicides?
Isn't this the irony of the situation today? That's why a farmer's voice is not heard. Why we are not looking at as a very immediate, needy issue we have to address for years.
And you believe that this is the only way that our MPs will wake up. You have to shock them. Otherwise, even in a country with a large agrarian population, farmers are being forgotten.
That's how they've been pushed to the walls. They've been trying. They are here without food. They are rolling on the ground. They are trying to say that they are being hanged. They had to bring the skulls of their fellow farmers who committed suicide. And it just questions that how every measure this country, these governments have taken has no vision. No vision in solving the issue.
You know, I want to bring in P. Sainath, because P. Sainath, you've been saying this for years. India's forgotten farmers, and the problem seems to have got only worse in the last 12 months, particularly in Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka. Why is Tamil Nadu and Karnataka unable to get out of this spiral of rising farm suicides?
First of all, Rajdeep, the dramatic methods of protest and attention, I think they have very little to do with catching the attention of MPs. I think the methods the Tamil farmers are adopting are really a comment on us in the media, that we will only cover something that is spectacular, only cover something that is sensational. I think it speaks very poorly of all of us in the media, accustomed to covering the suicides and the water crisis in cliches of drought. So that's the first point. I think what they're doing is a comment on how insensitive we in the media are. The second thing is that the suicides are a symptom. They're a manifestation of a much larger crisis. The suicides are not the agrarian crisis. They are its outcome, not its origin. They are its consequence, not its cause. And do not link them only to drought. There's a whole host of factors that goes into any suicide has a multiplicity of factors. What I'm trying to say is that there are farm suicides happening regularly on a significant scale, even in good monsoon years, but obviously a drought and a water crisis accelerates that process much more.
What's the solution? What's the solution, Sainath? What is the solution to get out of this spiral of suicides?
Actually, I repeat, it's easier to get out of the suicides than it is to emerge from the larger agrarian crisis that causes the suicides. It's in a sense, Rajdeep, like trying to mop the floor dry with all the taps open and running. There are many things you can do to stop the suicides. You have 4 volumes of a National Commission of Farmers reports headed by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, by Professor Swaminathan. You have various other reports that have commented on this. Incidentally, you have a hearing on this case coming up in the Supreme Court, I think in less than 3 or 4 days, maybe Monday. You can, if you want to, there are many recommendations, there are many things.
Where do you start?
Issues have to be
Where
addressed.
do you start?
That of price, that of the... I think you start with what this government put on its manifesto, put in its program, and threw out of the window the first day it came to power. You're looking, if you're talking about the agrarian crisis, as I am, then you're going to start with cost of production plus 50%, COP plus 50%, the first recommendation of the National Farmers Commission. Second, you're going to talk about making credit accessible to farmers. Every finance minister boasts, quite correctly, that they have doubled the amount of agricultural credit, trebled the amount of agricultural credit, and that is true. But it isn't going to farmers. If you look at the loan sizes and composition of the loans of 10 crores and above are growing. Those are obviously not being taken by farmers. They're being taken by corporate farmers. The third and critical area which concerns your immediate coverage, is, Rajdeep, for heaven's sake, the problem we are facing is much larger than a drought. A drought simply suggests meteorological failure, which in turn suggests that if tomorrow the monsoon is okay, the problem is over. It isn't, my friend. What you're looking at and what we are already in is a massive mega water crisis. Okay? And that is now combined, where you are seeing meteorological drought combining with hydrological drought, resulting in agricultural drought. Each of these has particular characteristics. Each of these has specific characteristics. They are now merging to create a monstrous water crisis. Drought is one part of that problem. If we try looking at it as purely as failure of rainfall, then you and I in the media, we do all those cliches, right? Endless stretches of parched land, farmers appealing to the skies on their knees. That's all nonsense. It's a much bigger problem.
Can I therefore, and I want to ask you this in conclusion, Prakash Raj, you know, you're an actor. You've come today to, in a sense, express solidarity. And Sainath said at the start, it's one way to get the media's attention. If Prakash Raj comes, if there are skulls of farmers, we wake up to the reality. You saw what happened during the Jallikattu protest, where people flooded the beaches of Marina. Is it that the farmers of this country are forgotten? That when it comes to Jallikattu, we were all there in Chennai, large number of people on Marina Beach. But do people forget the farmers? It requires a Prakash Raj in Tamil Nadu or a Nana Patekar in Maharashtra to actually take up their cause for people to wake up.
See, Sainath actually spoke to one of the most sensible person and very a learned person who's talking on this issue, and that comes again. See, we need somebody to sensationalize things. And today when I heard that they were there for the last 11 days, me or Vishal, we just flew down to tell them, to assure them that we are there, and we needed the national media attention to get on to them. But as Sainath rightly put it, it is not just drought. There are deeper, there are wider, there are larger aspects through which we have to look into the farmers' issue. Every year, otherwise, if you're just going to give you, clear loans or give them this thing, you're just going to do it and the next year it completes again. What you need is a sitting, thinking, understanding the situations and finding ways with vision where these problems doesn't arise. And as Sainath rightly put it, it is a very, very big issue, and it's not just a problem of Tamil Nadu, it is a problem of Karnataka, it's a problem of Haryana, it's about of Indian farmer and we have been very, very insensitive to our Indian farmer.
Well, all I will say is that this is an issue that we have been touching upon even before the protest started, but I will plead maybe guilty on behalf of my profession that we clearly haven't done enough. Yes, Saina, the final word. I plead guilty that we haven't done enough. We've done probably more than most, but that's not enough.
Final. Rajdeep,
yes.
I think it's actually one of the things that I think is positive in this, that people like Mr. Raj are coming forward and identifying with the farmers. That's an important thing. However, I also want to say that the water crisis that you're looking at is also a manifestation of India's incredible and rapidly growing inequalities. Look at what water we have, where is it going, what is it used for?
Yes.
You divert the grape crop of Nashik, one of the most important horticultural districts in the country, was destroyed last year by some moron's decision to transfer 1.3 TMC to a Kumbh Mela kind of project that was being staged in the district.
Yes.
That destroyed the water downstream for the farmers. We are using it. There is an urban-rural divide. In Maharashtra, in your home state, Rajdeep, urban areas get 400% more water than villages do. You cannot sustain these levels of inequality without them breaking. And farming is also suffering that kind of diversion of water to other activities, and so you are going to see an escalation of distress and suicides.
Well, as we said, the right to water must necessarily be part of equality. The right to equality must be the right to drinking water. It must be the right to irrigation water for every Indian citizen, including our forgotten farmers. Prakash Raj, more power to you. And P. Sainath, continue to enlighten us on all that's going wrong in rural India. Thank you both very much for joining me this evening.